Hey, what's up? My name is Matt, working for Cinematography Database, and today we're going to be dealing with a pretty simple concept, though I think it's really important for most freelancers to learn in the beginning, is how to apply for a job on Craigslist or Mandy, or basically any potential job. I'm going to be writing a sample email responding to a job post, and then I'm going to also show you how I format my resume so that a director or a producer or a production company, whoever, can quickly look through your past work and basically size you up and figure out if you're the right person for the project. This subject and topic has been requested a lot, so I thought I'd make the video, and I really do hope that it helps you out in some way as you're applying for jobs. So, as a freelance DP, one of two things is going to happen. One, you're going to respond to a job posting from Craigslist or Mandy. And two, someone referred you to a director or producer. And what we're going to cover right now is how to write an email, what to put in it, and how to format it that maximizes the chances of you actually getting hired for that job. Pump the brakes for 1 second. Before you even open up your email editor, what you want to do is research the production company or director that you're potentially going to work for. If this is an anonymous job on Craigslist or Mandy, you're not going to be able to do this, but if someone reached out to you or they put the production company's name in the job post, go to the website, go to the Instagram, go to their YouTube channel, and watch a lot of the work. If it's a director that's hiring you, what kind of imagery are they into? Is it dark? Is it studio? Is it on location? Is it run and gun sunset? Is it gimbal work? Is it handheld? Is there a lot of CG in it? You need to understand who this director is and what kind of work they do, and if you can, even start to look up the DPs that they've worked with in the past. If it's a production company, you want to start to memorize all the directors on their roster, and you want to understand what type of agencies and client this production company works for. Typically, some production companies will be known for sports, action sports, maybe more beauty fashion, maybe more web content for like TV brands and that sort of thing. You want to get familiar with the type of the content that they do, and from that you'll be able to gain context about what kind of camera equipment they need, the size of crews, and just the overall vibe from that production company. It's really important to keep that in mind as you're crafting your email back to them. So I pre-wrote this email. Let's go through it really quickly. I say hi or hello and write down the name of the person you're applying to if you know it. If not, just leave it blank like this. Next I write, my name is Matt Workman and I'm an NYC-based cinematographer. You can see my latest work online at mattworkman.com. So introduce yourself, state that you're a cinematographer, where you're from, and then link to your website. Make sure your website's on point. Go watch my other video on that. Not everyone's going to actually click through to your website, but put it there anyway. Next, I write that I am responding to a job you posted on Craigslist or Mandy or whatever, and then write the title of that job. Next, I say I have experience shooting these types of projects, and I link to a specific project on my reel. It can be a direct Vimeo link or something like that, that I think is going to be relevant for this project. Not everyone's going to click through it again, but for directors, for producers, it's going to be helpful, and you're going to save them time if you can just directly link them to something that they want to see. Next, I talk about the gear I own, and I write, I personally own a Canon C300 lenses, tripod, and a director's monitor. Anything else, we would need to rent, and I'd be happy to connect you with some local rental houses. So don't get into too much detail here. They're going to ask you for a gear list later. Just write really quickly and really succinctly what you own and just get on with it. Next, you want to state your rate. In this one, I wrote, my day rate is typically $500 a day, but I'm flexible, so let me know what you have in the budget. This is up to you if you want to be this nice about it. I typically write a line like this, and I did, especially back in the day, because if that is your rate, but they don't quite have it, just let them know that you're willing to negotiate and you want to hear more about the project. The whole goal of this email is that they get back to you and you can learn more about the project, and then the negotiations go from there. I wrap this up by saying, please feel free to reach out. I'd love to learn more about the project and how I can help out. I personally write cheers. I feel like that's kind of classy. I write my name and I leave my email and my cell phone. So to recap, I give them my website. I restate the job, I link them to a specific job that I think that they're going to like, I list the gear that I have, I say what my rate is, I say that I'm very happy to hang out and to talk more, and then I drop my contact info at the bottom. That's how I write emails. There's probably other ways to do it, but I think that this is a good template to start with. So now that you have your response email written, let's move on to what your resume should look like. And this is just my opinion, this is how I've done it, but I really think this is a really good way to approach it. Now, back in the day, I used Microsoft Office and Excel and Word, I think, to make my resumes, but these days, just get a Gmail account, use Google Docs, and use Google Sheets. It's a really easy spreadsheet program, and it's gonna allow you to do everything that Excel did, except that you're gonna be able to do it for free, and you're gonna be able to share it also as, what is it, like whatever the shareable link is on Google Sheets, or you can export as a PDF and send it out that way. So keep in mind what the point of a resume is, and what the whole point of this whole process is. The producer or director, they don't know you. They don't really trust you yet either. And this first email, your website, and your resume is gonna all help them get to know you and to trust you. So with the resume, a producer likely wants to see major brands that you've worked with. They also want to see the list of the production companies you work with. If you worked for like this production company and they know the people over there, like, oh, okay, they trusted you, then I'm more likely to trust you. So that's what the real reason a resume is for. So let's keep that in mind as we go and format this. So I'm gonna keep this really simple. As a cinematographer, you don't need to do any of that like old school, like writing your skills, your software experience, what cameras you own, all that stuff. In my opinion, that stuff just gets deleted right off there. At the top, you have your contact info, and then you're gonna list all the jobs you've done in reverse chronological order, meaning that the most recent jobs are at the top and the older jobs are at the bottom. And for each job, you're gonna write down 5 things. So here's an incomplete resume that I made in Google Sheets, but hopefully it shows you what I'm talking about. We have the job title. You're gonna put the name of the commercial and the brand, or the name of the song and the artist. Then we're gonna put the project type, commercial music video. Next, the director, write the director's name. After that, the production company. The production company is one of the most important things in my opinion. And then finally, put the year right there and fill this whole thing out. So go ahead and fill out all the jobs that you've done, keep them in a document like this, and then every once in a while, export this as a PDF, and you're gonna have this resume ready to go and send out for your jobs. So in my opinion, this is the most transparent and honest way of making a DP resume. If you get signed to an agency, they're gonna be doing it a little bit differently, and usually because at that point, you've worked for hundreds, if not thousands, probably just hundreds of directors and production companies, and you really need to be able to filter and put the best ones at the top. But in the beginning of your career to the middle, which means like about 10 years even, I really think this type of resume is really, really good. I love seeing these, and this is what I've always used and sent privately to producers and directors, and they've always appreciated it. The last thing I'll say about resumes for cinematographers: if you were the AC, the operator, or any other position other than the cinematographer on a project, don't list that project. If someone's looking for a DP, they don't want to see what you've done as an AC. They don't care. They shouldn't care. And also, if you were gaffer, you operated on something, the only thing that you can put on the resume, in my opinion, other than the first unit DP, I think you get it, is the second unit DP. If you were the second unit DP on a project, just write second unit DP or make a separate category. But again, if you were a crew member on that and you weren't the DP, in my opinion, leave the job off the resume. I've seen some pretty sketch resumes where they left it ambiguous whether they were the DP or the operator or whatnot, and it's just bad stuff. If someone hires you and they think that you were a DP on a project and it turns out you were the operator, and that gets back, which it will, that's not a good look. They're gonna get a bad vibe from that. Don't do that. Be very honest, be very transparent, and just be a cool person overall. So those are my tips on how to write a DP cover letter, or really it's just a response email. And typically the job posting will tell you if they want a PDF with your resume or they will accept a web hyperlink to something like that. I think having the PDF version is really solid. Most people don't have time to click away to an actual website. So that is gonna wrap it up for this video. If you liked it, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. And in the comments below, let me know what you guys thought about my tips. Now, there's honestly a gigantic range of ways of writing response emails, formatting cover letters. This is what's worked for me. If you have something that works for you, I'd love to hear it in the comments. You guys get out there and plan better, shoot better, write better emails, better cover letters, get more jobs, that sort of thing. I'll see you guys on the next episode.